everybody. So today is again our gratitude day. It's Thankful Thursday, and we are going to pick three new stones and we are going to talk about gratitude related to these words. And I actually have something exciting after this because these are going to be finished probably, I don't know, another 3 to 4 weeks or so. And after that, the idea I have is that throughout the week, I'm going to write some cards where I am grateful for something that happened throughout the week on different days. And then I'm going to fold them and put them in a bowl. And during this Thursday practice, I'm going to pick a random card and we are going to talk about that. So I thought that'll be exciting. But before that, let's finish this up in the next few weeks. I think this will be done. So today's first stone, let's see what we have in store. Oh, the first one says pray. Oopsie, sorry, it fell down. Pray, it says pray. I am so grateful that I think of the prayer mind. And when I say that, recently with my businesses, there are a lot of things going on. And thank you for each of you to coming and watching these videos. And also I have the meetup group and the gratitude journal is out. So a lot of things are happening and I'm so grateful. So when I tell some of my really close friends about all of this and I say that I couldn't have done this without God's blessings, and they tell me that it's nice that you say that. And I'm not, I don't want to brag about it, but it is really that because in the past, when I did other startup, other work, I never felt this way because this is really something that I feel like, this is my calling. So, I look at it as like pray, as like the reminder that I have. And before later this year, I'm going to have another series called Self Care Sunday. And that is going to be about Bible study, but Bible study in a new way. How mindfulness connects with Bible study. Now, a lot of people will be like, what is that, right? You may have never heard of that. So, in my opinion, mindfulness is just literally being mindful of what I'm doing, right? So, I'm speaking right now, I'm sitting on this couch, I'm feeling the hair on my head. That right here, as I'm present in this moment, that is what mindfulness is. And in Bible, there are a lot of stories. For example, King David, that is one of the biggest stories, right? The King David, when he defeated Goliath, who was a huge person or whatever, call it as creature. And at that moment, King David, he had to be present. He had to be mindful of what he was doing. And that's why he was able to. Anyway, long story short, these are the type of things I'm going to cover in those self-care Sundays. And that goes along with the praying. I'm so grateful that the prayer is part of everyday thing for me. And for you also, if it is, please write down in the comments because when you write it down it really is gets more ingrained in our minds. So if you want to do that in your life, it'll be awesome. Like, write it down. Okay, so now the second one, let's see what we pick. Imagine. I love that. I love imagine. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the imagine too because a year ago where life was, sometime, yeah, it seems very, life isn't a wild ride in a good way because last year at this time, if you were telling me all this, what I am doing today, I could not have imagined that, but I could imagine a smaller version of that. And when we have faith, when we have the calling, I think what happens is, and when we show up when even the days are hard, that is when the big things happen because it's easy to show up when things are easy, right? But say you have a hard day and you are having a continuous hard day, but then you pull yourself back up and keep going, keep going. That's what will make the biggest difference. If you see some of the videos from early days last year, June, July, August, I have like, every day the dates even. So if you're interested, you can see 2024 playlist will show you. My mind was in a different zone. Like you would find videos where I'm not even smiling. It's like I'm just taking a deep breath. I'm anchoring myself with the blue sky and green tree, which I still do, but I was in a completely different state of mind. But my goal was to just show up every single day as I did those journaling videos. The whole point was so that I show up for myself, at least push myself to stay positive, focus on the good while I was journaling. Rest of the day, sometimes I was able to stay positive, practice mindfulness, and sometimes I couldn't. But every single day, I wanted to show up, and that made a big difference, and that helped me to imagine bigger today. Now my mind is like, who knows, the imagination what I have now, next year, this is what, June 19th, Juneteenth today is, so June 19th next year, I don't know how life is going to be, so I'm imagining it some way. Who knows, maybe it'll be bigger than that. So that's what, because transformation or becoming, how I call it as, it doesn't stop, because becoming who you are meant to be, that keeps evolving. Who you become at the age of 45, 50, 55, 60, it just keeps evolving, because the transformation that you have, it's not one time thing. If you keep learning, if you keep growing, you become more, I don't know, wiser, happier, that being, right? So it'll help you to imagine bigger. So I'm grateful for that. Now, let's see the last one. What do we have today? The last one is strength. Strength. They always kind of line up the words. The first word, oh my God, I don't know what. Oh no. So here, this is going to be dark now. This is going to be funny because the power went off and there's light outside. I mean, kind of getting dark outside because it's, as you can see, it's kind of cloudy and all of that. Since I usually don't edit the videos, so I'm going to continue with this. So the last one is strength. I hope you guys can see it's strength. So strength, I'm so grateful for all the strength that God gave me. Because the first is praying, and then the imagining, and then the strength, right? So I'm grateful for all the strength, God. And what I also believe is that God brings those people in our life. So I'm grateful for, like my mom, my daughter. They give me so much strength and inspiration. And some of the friends, amazing friends. So if you have those friends also in your life, make sure you thank them, and sometime more than once, because everybody likes to hear that they have made a difference in your becoming. So I try to do that a lot more than twice or three times, because it is really because they have made a huge difference in my life. A year and a half ago, when things fell apart, from there to where I am today, there's a big hands that all of that they helped me to become who I am. But again, what I believe is that, God, the praying God helps for those people at the right time, at the right moment, to be there for you and help. It was upside down. So pray, the first one. Second is the imagine. The third one is strength. So if it resonated with you, you can do a one-liner right down in the comment section below, or you can have your own different three words and write the gratitude for that. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. Take care. Bye.